how did we get to be human? Asks the New York Times. When Science Times debuted 40 years ago, scientists knew far less about our ancestors branched off from other apes and evolved into new species known as hominins. Back then, the oldest hominin fossil was a diminutive, small-brained female unearthed in Ethiopia named Lucy. Her species, known as Australopithecus afarensis, existed from about 3.85 million years ago to about 2.95 million years ago. Lucy and her kin still had ape-like features like long arms and curved hands. They could walk on the ground, but inefficiently. Running was out of the question. Hominin evolution appeared to have taken a relatively direct path from her to modern humans. The earliest known members of our genus, Homo, were taller and had long legs for walking and running, as well as much larger brains. Eventually, early Homo gave rise to our own exceptional species, Homo sapiens. Now it's clear that Lucy's species wasn't the beginning of our evolution. It was a branch that sprouted midway along the trunk of our family tree. Researchers have found fossils of hominins dating back over 6 million years. Those vestiges, a leg bone here, a crushed skull there, hint at even more ape-like ancestors. All this mixing and experimentation produced as many as 30 different sorts of hominins that we know of, and one kind did not simply succeed another through history. For millions of years, several sorts of hominins coexisted. Indeed, our own species shared this planet with near relatives until just recently. At that time, too, Homo erectus, one of the oldest members of our genus, still clung to existence in what is now Indonesia. The species did not go extinct until at least 143,000 years ago. Homo erectus and Neanderthals are hardly new. Neanderthals came to light in 1851. While Homo naledi thrived in Africa, another mysterious species could be found on an island called Flores in Indonesia. These hominins stood only 3 feet high and had brains even smaller than that of Homo naledi. It's quite an extraordinary story, isn't it? And it takes me back to Don DeLillo, with the last billionth of a second in the evolution of matter.